creating and maintaining that culture of compliance. Really, how exactly do you do that? It's really more art than science, but my recommendation is always start at the top. If you can get your top management team on board, really understanding what your role is and how you are helping them stay out of trouble. And a lot of times, since BSA is somewhat interesting, you can use that good old fashioned storytelling method to get them engaged. And so you get your leadership involved. Make sure you're training them on what their responsibilities are, because I can't tell you how many times I get to talking about, BSA AML with management teams, or maybe I'm doing a board of directors training, and they like to sit back and think, well, that's this. They take it in terms of, well, we're just listening to a report on what our BSA officer is doing, and this has nothing to do with really my risk, or I'm not, I'm glad my BSA officer has this handled. The key is getting them in the game as well, and and they can help facilitate some of these changes and some of this communication, and then also making sure that it's well communicated that BSA isn't just the BSA officer's responsibility. That you're the quarterback. You are the resource for everybody. You're helping facilitate it all. But BSA AML is literally part of everybody's responsibility. I mean, by law, everybody is responsible for BSA AML. In fact, when I do loan training, when I would do like a live BSA lender training, I would start the spiel with just ask everybody. So who here is directly responsible for their BSA AML program, and I show of hands, and of course all the lenders, they're in there saying, no, not me, that's BSA officer. And I'd stand there, I'd be the only one in the room with my hand up, and I'd have to tell them, every hand in this room should be in the air right now, because it's everybody's responsibility, right? It's not just the BSA officer trying to tease you into doing things the right way. It is literally your job if you're sitting on this side of the table. And so really encouraging that opening communication. I know sometimes we get flooded with communications, but making sure that that door is always open. And then how about training and awareness? Making sure that you are targeting your training to the right people. Nothing loses your audience quite like trying to train your loan officers on transaction specific red flags that they don't care about, they're not involved in, so they're checking out. So trying to tailor it to the extent you can to those individuals. And real world examples and case studies are always helpful. That's how people really get engaged, when they're listening about a real specific thing that happened. So even your success stories, using those interesting stories that you've run across to help train the rest of your team. There's a lot of other examples in the material there, but and then also making sure that you're constantly re-engaging. Ongoing education, making sure that you're hitting concepts over and over again, because just as soon as you get that light bulb to flip on, chances are in a couple of weeks that light bulbs click back off. And so we want to make sure that we're constantly engaging our team on this, particularly with BSA AML, because that's something that it's always worth retouching.